G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Thank you so much for being here today. Right. Oh, this is going to be a fun project. It is. Look what I've got. I've got this huge shark. Look at that. I love shark movies. Does anyone else love shark movies? I do. Anyway, I got this shark. It's a really hard plastic shark. And I said to my husband, can you go up to your man shed and just cut his head off? So that's what he's done. So we're only going to use this part, okay? This pointy end is what we're going to use. And I am going to use my skull mold today. So what the plan is to put him in the skull with this little diver. I know it sounds awful, but it's not real, okay? Not real. Don't panic. Don't send me hate mail. It's just a diorama. So basically what it's going to look like, I'll put it on the side like this so that you can see. So basically it's just going to be like this. The little diver is going to be on the top of the skull, like up here. And then it's going to be like that. Look, he's huge. He's a big shark. Right, so that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing that I need to do is, because I can't just like put him in there. It's just going to sink. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of resin in first. And this is my Platinum 360 Plus. So I'm just going to pop a tiny bit in there. I'm not sure if this little guy's going to float or sink, but yeah, I don't want too much in there because I need a lot of room for this. It's quite big, even though we've cut its head off, it's quite big. So, yeah, I'm just going to give that a few minutes for the bubbles to come up, and then we'll pop him in. He'll have to go in upside down, of course. Okay, I shone my torch in there, and then I just sort of picked out any little bubbles I could see. There may still be a couple of micro bubbles in there, but look, it's the ocean. There's bubbles in the ocean. That's my excuse. Now, I've got to remember to put him in upside down, hey. I'm not sure if it's going to float or sink at this stage, but let's just pop him in there. Which way is the best way to kind of fit him in? However he goes. I just don't want him straight, that's all. Maybe that way. I don't know. His flippers are touching the this edge of the mold there. So anyway, that's how he's going to go. He's just going to sit like that. I'll just clean off the end of my tweezers here quickly. All right. So yeah, that's it. I didn't use all of that. Okay. I'll make a couple of puffy hearts. All right. So once this has probably, I don't want it to be too set. There's a bubble on him. Hope there's no bubbles trapped underneath him. Let's have a look. No, it looks good. It looks good for now. Oh gosh. All right. Yeah, that'll do. He wants to roll over though. So anyway, I'll come back in probably 3 hours, I guess. And yeah, we'll put the shark in. And hopefully it won't be poking out through the top. But I kind of measured and hopefully it'll be all right. So, yeah. All right. We'll see you soon for the next stage. Righto. So that resin in there is set. Well, it's set enough for like me to touch without it being too sticky. Now, the issue I'm going to have is when I put the shark in there, I think I'm going to get a whole lot of bubbles again. And if I put this in my vacuum chamber, it's going to actually lift that piece of resin that's in there. It's just going to lift it up because it's sucking so hard. It'll just come off. Because, you know, resin separates from silicone really easily. It will just pop straight out. So I think I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that I'm going to have some bubbles. Now, in my resin here, this is the River Table resin by Platinum. I put a little drop on the end of a toothpick and just swirled it around. I wanted it really, really, really pale. Really pale. Okay. I think probably the best thing to do is just actually use my fingers. I'll put a plastic bag here to try and stop any drips. It's like, you see what I mean? Like there's already going to be air underneath that. But look, I'm just going to have to go for it. I may even have to put this whole thing in the chamber and see what happens, because there is going to be an air bubble now under his mouth, isn't there? Because I've put it in and his mouth's hollow, so there's going to be like air trapped underneath. I'm pretty sure about that. Oh look, it fits in pretty well. Pretty well. Let's see if I can push it forward just a touch. There we go. This mold I find isn't quite level. I always have to tip one end up. I think, geez, I'm really in two minds about this, because if I just leave it like that, there's probably going to be a big air bubble in the shark's mouth. If I put it in my vacuum chamber, it may lift the base. I wonder if there is actually a bubble in there. I might just lift it up and have a look, see if I can see. I probably won't be able to see underneath though, will I? No, I won't. Oh, let me try. Hang on. I just lifted up above my head. Couldn't see a thing. It was just dark in there. Could not see a thing. All right. This sounds really tricky, really tricky. Anyway, it fits in there really nicely. So, look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it in the vacuum chamber, because I would hate to go through all of this and then have a huge bubble in his mouth. And that's all you're going to see when you look down through the top of the skull, is this big bubble. So let's take it over to the chamber. All right, now we'll just turn it on. And we'll see if I'm right. See if there's bubbles. Oh, look at that. That was that. Oh, there it is. See, that's what would have been in his open mouth. So it's best that I do get this out. But yeah, that little bottom disc may move, but I think it's probably more important that I get the bubble out of his mouth. Oh my gosh, look at it all. So I've only, as you can see, I've only half filled this because I don't want it overflowing. If it does decide it's going to bubble up crazily. My screen, my glass is a bit dirty, isn't it? Yeah, how's that? There's a lot of air coming out of his mouth. I guess if you don't have a vacuum chamber, it might be a little bit tricky for you to do this, because you will get air trapped in his mouth. I don't see how you can flip it over and keep the resin in his mouth. Oh, it's just occurred to me. I could have filled his mouth with resin first, you guys. Oh, God, I'm a duffer sometimes. Yeah, filled his mouth with resin. Yep. If you guys do this, do that. I always say to you, do as I say, not as I do, because I learn these things as I go along. So you guys learn from me and don't make the silly mistakes I make. But yeah, I should have filled his mouth up with resin first. Why? Why am I only thinking about this now when it's too late? Oh, okay. Oh, I was about to say, okay, I think that's enough, but all right, I'm just going to stand here for another minute and do this, and then I'll come back to you shortly. Okay, I think I got out as much as I can, and hopefully the little clear disc on the bottom's all right. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It's the best I can do, considering my lack of hindsight. Let's put a bit in there. So the skull mold, when it's empty, it holds about, let's see, 350 grams, I think. 250, about 350 grams-ish. Just want to make sure I've got some resin around there. Whoops. Trying to get it to go in. And it's got, I kind of want it underneath there, but I guess it doesn't have to be. What about if it just sits there? Now, this particular shark, you guys, I just got it on eBay. I just searched plastic shark or something like that, toy shark. Came up with a heap of different sharks, and I just basically just picked this one. Hopefully I haven't got too many bubbles in there. I'm really worried that there's going to be like a big bubble in his mouth, but what can you do? All right, I think I've pretty much used up all my resin, so that's it. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out now, because it's the river table resin. It is going to take probably a good 24 hours to cure. It won't go in any further than that, so that's it. So yeah, wish me luck. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, let's do this. As you can see, I just put some blue on the top. I just didn't like seeing the inside of the shark. It was only a tiny little bit because I didn't really have much room at all. So yeah, it's just a tiny little bit of blue. I just hope it's set. So it's now 5 p.m. and I did this yesterday morning. So about 36 hours, day and a half, I guess, which is usually when I can unmold this river table resin, I should say. All right, so I've loosened it. Now I'm going to get my 100% isopropyl alcohol and give it a spray, and hopefully it will just pop out. That's what it's done in the past. So I'm really, really, really worried that there's going to be a big bubble in the shark's mouth. Like, I'm really worried. So, okay, so just loosen it all the way around like that once you've got the alcohol in. Oh, all right, let's get it out. Are we ready? Are we ready? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, oh jeez, it's heavy. All right. Oh, I don't know how to hold it. Hope it's set. Hope it's set enough. I don't know how to hold it so I don't get fingerprints on it. All right, let's just do this. Ah, look! It's got some alcohol on it. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oops. My mold's a bit damaged. Look! Oh wow! Oh, look, it's worked. I guess if I'd made the diver a bit lower, but oh, how cool's that? Look. And maybe made the diver go in that way as well. But you don't know, you know, I just shoved the head in, not really knowing what it was going to do. But yeah, wow, that's so cool. And you can see it through the eyes there. Yeah, my mold's getting a bit old. It's got a little bit of a scrape on it there. And oh, look, there's his nose poking through. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I pushed it down a bit hard. Oh, my gosh. Oh, thank goodness for that. There's no bubble in there. I can see into his mouth. There's no bubble. Yay! Oh, my gosh. Happy dance, happy dance. And then, of course, we've got a little bit of blue there. I've got a bit of overflow there that I have to just trim up. But, yeah, I just thought it needed something on the bottom, a bit of blue on the bottom. So there you go. There's my shark and my diver. So cool. All right, we need to get away from these ring lights because they are very, very ringy, aren't they? All right, let's see if I can try not to drop it. Let's bring it over here, away from the the ring lights. It looks as if he's got blue eyes. Oh, look. Ah, you can see down into the shark's mouth. Oh, you poor little diver. But yeah, next time, oh look, I doubt I'll do this again. But next time I might make the shark's head a little bit smaller so he's got a little bit more room in there. But yeah, and then put the diver, like drop him down a little bit lower because he's right on the top there. Oh, but look, it's not bad for my first attempt, is it? What do you reckon? What do you think? That's so cool. Oops, I gotta be careful I don't drop him. That's so cool. Yeah. Actually, what my husband suggested was, and this was weeks ago when I first said I was going to do this, he said, put some resin in the shark's mouth and then sort of like stand the diver up in it. So it's like pointing upwards, which is probably what I should have done. So maybe I can do it again. I'll have to go and buy another shark though. That's so cool. I love it. Just a bit of fun and games. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Yep, hope you've enjoyed my little diver, my little shark. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next video. Okay, take care, guys. Oh, bye for now. This is so much fun.